a WOW subscription, you can see it live.
Okay.
If you do not have a WOW subscription and you wait till the next day, it's posted on the internet.
On WOW's website, or?
That I don't know.
Okay.
But it is on the internet the next day. So if you don't have a WOW subscription, there's a 24-hour delay in being able to watch this. So it's not like if you don't have WOW, you can never see it.
Got it.
That being the case, I think it behooves us to inquire the accessibility of their telecast, because if we can, and I'm not a web guy, but I would certainly think that we could have a section on our website that we can co-host the video beside going to the web, and I believe what they do is they utilize a YouTube format.
Okay.
And whether you go to their website and download it, I'm not quite sure, but I can't see why it couldn't be a duplicate format. But again, I think we need to go to them and inquire. And if they are so inclined to provide us with better instrumentation that is easy to utilize, that they will stream live to some folks and make available within 24 hours to other folks, and also have the capability of duplicating it onto our own website, just for ease of accessibility, if for no other reason, I think that would be most opportune. But we have to talk to them first. As far as once it gets into a YouTube format, unless you can break into NASA or break into the National Security Agency, it's pretty difficult to manipulate those files. So once it gets into a YouTube format, it's pretty safe. And that's the sum that I know of the process. But I think it's important to get it televised, to get it out there, and I'd be very interested to speak or hear from someone who has spoken with this individual to get their background.
Well, it sounds like it would probably be helpful to follow up with WOW, also follow up with our staff, and get any thoughts that they may have on it as well. The only other issue that occurs to me on the possibility of WOW doing it is, I wonder whether they can handle both being here at the ESC and also being at various schools, but we can ask them that.
One thing, John, as I thought about video conferencing, I think it's a wonderful tool. I'd like to actually leverage it to the best of our abilities. I was hoping if we did ever host it ourselves, that we could have access to information about who's using it, so we know how our communication is being effective. I'd like to know particularly, just off the top of my head, how many unique people are looking at it on any sort of regular basis, whether that's reported quarterly or semi-annually. Not just how many times it was downloaded, but how many unique IP addresses have actually said, I'd like to see this, because it would help us in understanding, improving our communications to everybody else. So if WOW could do that, we could certainly, with web technology, link to it or do whatever we needed to do so that people could jump over and see it. But I would like to know from them, as part of the evaluation of what is the cost to the district, what is not, can they give us that sort of digestible information to help us understand, gee, our message is really getting through to people, or gee, even with this, there isn't very much out there. What more can we do to get the information out to people? So I just like to know those statistics, whatever we decide.
We'll probably get that on Google Analytics.
Theoretically, they have to do some pieces themselves. So I'd like to know what WOW would have to do. Otherwise, we'd have to talk about internally what we could do as well. So.
Okay. Any other thoughts on this?
What are we doing with our tape? Where's that going?
Have we identified yet where our tape is going?
Yes.
Okay. Enlighten us.
That is.
Should I stand up? Well, and a good point, I guess, is with ours, the sound is going to be much better if whomever is speaking comes up to the microphone. So we have it set up coming through there. We are going to be using a third-party site that will host the actual video for us, and then we'll be able to link directly to it. There's a free version. We can upgrade to a subscription-based service that will have an annual cost to it. As Allison could probably add to this, this is going to be a learning process for us as well. It's going to depend on the file size. We're going to be playing around with this, but our hope is that we will definitely make it as accessible as possible and collect as much information as we can about who is viewing this. I do know beyond just the community members and parents, teachers have said that they would also like to have access to it, so I think that's important that we not just think about Park Ridge and not